Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another Real Madrid preview. This is the preview to Arandina versus Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey round of 32. The competition that Real Madrid won, and realistically, the only trophy Real Madrid won last season. And of course, I think Real Madrid will definitely look to win it again. But you know, with the squad, with the depth of the team, can Real Madrid compete on all fronts? Because La Liga right now is going somewhere. La Liga right now is really a two-horse race unless somehow Barcelona or Atletico Madrid can sort themselves out in the next 6 months, which will be hard because even the point gap really is going to be, hard to make out for those two. And then you have the Champions League, and then you have the Copa del Rey, and then obviously you have the Super Copa that we're gonna fly out to Saudi Arabia for. So with so many games coming out in the next few weeks/months, can Real Madrid cope with it with the squad that we have? Considering that it seems that Real Madrid are stubborn and don't want to send a centre back, and we're gonna be stuck here with Rudiger, Chouameni, and Nacho, and Mendy, and Carvajal at centre back. Look, Rudiger, Nacho, I'm totally fine, but to say that we are going to rely on players that are not even centre backs at centre back, it's a joke. It's really, really, really a joke, and I think that really has to be said more. But again, Arandina, like last season, we had no idea who they are because last season we took on Cacereno. So this is the Cacereno of last season, right? Where we have no idea who they are, and you're going away to a stadium like Arandina, and look, they will be absolutely at it. They are fans. Imagine you are a fan of Arandina, right? And you get drawn to Real Madrid at home. Like, I think the stadium's gonna be full. I think it's gonna be fully sold out to all the Arandina fans. I know there will be probably away fans as well, but all the home tickets will be sold, and it will be a feisty. It will be a absolutely incredible affair because I think that such local teams, they're not really a worldwide known team, but these sort of local teams are going to love playing a big team when there is going to be that one-off game that a big team come to their ground and play. So they will be there. Not, I wouldn't say the players wouldn't try because obviously you play football, you want to try to win, of course. But realistically, it's going to be tough for them, and I do expect Real Madrid to win this. Not being arrogant, just saying. But apart from the football, I think the emotional level for the players and the fans will be a very important thing because they might lose, and they might already think they're gonna lose anyways, but they will just be there to try to enjoy the moment, enjoy the game, enjoy playing against a team like Real Madrid. See what they can do. Of course, if they can pull something off the back, that will be insane. But I think what they will try to do is try and enjoy the moment. Which, of course, if you're an Arandina fan, like I said, enjoy the moment, enjoy every minute of that because it's not going to come too often, and it's gonna be a really good game for both teams. Now let's look at Arandina because they haven't played since the 8th of December. That's been a month. So a month of no football, no playing, pretty much been having a break. Of course, I don't know how their division works because if I'm not wrong, the division actually starts. I have no idea actually because the division ended in April, and I have no idea when it started. It did start the year before. Okay, this is confusing. They played. How many games did they play? My word. I don't know how it works because apparently it starts in September, but it hasn't. But let's look at more of the kind of bigger games, the last two games, which are the Copa del Rey games, by the way. So They knocked out Real Murcia 1-0, and they knocked out Cadiz at home 2-1. So this side is capable, and Cadiz, look, we struggle against Cadiz at times, right? If this team can beat Cadiz and we still struggle to Cadiz, it does mean that this team is capable of beating us. Let's be honest, let's put it that way, right? I have no idea who any of their players are. They play at their home ground, the Al Monticello. It is a stadium in Spain. It's basically, it looks like those kind of stadiums where you play five-a-side, doesn't it? Or Sunday League football stadium. It does. So it's gonna be an interesting environment for Real Madrid to go to. You look at the drastic difference between the Santiago Bernabeu or the Camp Nou to, you know, the Al Monticello, sorry. But I'll just quickly try to look through some of their players. They've got this guy called Rally Cabral. How old is he? 26. They've got Kevin Manzano, ex-Rayo Vallecano, I want to say. Is he even at the... He's still at the club. Wait, he's still at the club, I think. Yeah, he's still at the club. And apart from that, I have no one else. I really don't know anyone else, really, because... Yeah. I mean, let's look at the goal scores for the last game, I suppose. We can probably make something from that. Sessi, Hydrara, and Pesca. Now, one is a left mid and one is a centre back. So, realistically, I assume that they probably are a little bit more of a physical team in terms of, you know, are they physical or technical? I think they're definitely more physical. But the fact that I don't think anyone knows any of their players means that surely Real Madrid get this done, right? Like, okay, they've got, like I said, Manzano and a few others, but realistically, I really don't know anyone. I really don't know anyone from that team, and I don't watch Arandina. But let's be honest, they knocked out Cadiz to get here, right? The second round, so they're definitely not a side to easily give an opponent the win, because they clearly can and have the ability to beat a La Liga team, whether that be a top tier La Liga team or not a top tier La Liga team. It's still a La Liga team after all. Okay, so they are capable enough of defeating a La Liga team, which they've already shown this season. But for Real Madrid, last two games, 1-0 wins against Mallorca and Alaves. They haven't been incredible high-scoring games, but as I've always said, I would rather us win 1-0, 2-1, and not play as well than play really, really well and get a 0-0 or 1-1 draw. And that game against Rayo Vallecano, I think really, really proved my point, where you play so well, you have so many chances, but you don't take your chances, and you still draw. As compared to, you don't play so well, you don't have many chances, but you take whatever comes. So that is really the difference, and I would rather get the wins. Now, starting 11, I think Lunin will play. I think that, you know, this... If you look at Real Madrid's last few games, right, there's this pattern of switching up the keeper, because Lunin played against Mallorca, Kepa played Alaves, if I'm not wrong. Lunin played against Villarreal. I'm just going to go back. And if I'm not wrong, Kepa played against Union Berlin. So there has this switch, right? And I know Lunin just played, right? But I do feel like he's gonna play this game, because in a few days' time, we've got Atletico Madrid in the Super Copa. So I do believe that maybe in the Super Copa, Kepa will be played for the semi-final, and if we win the final, my backline. This could change. I'm not sure if Nacho is banned from all competitions or just the Liga, because obviously he's only served one game and I think he has three. So Nacho could come in if he can play. Maybe instead of, I want to say Rudiger, because he's played a lot of games this season. He's been the only centre back that hasn't been suspended or even fit or unfit. Sorry, he's been the only one who's been fit regularly to play every game. So I think Nacho could come in if he could play. If he can't, then yeah, it'll be the same of Rudiger and Tchouaméni. The fullbacks, look, Lucas Vazquez has just suffered a 3-week injury, meaning that he will miss um, the Super Copa, and I assume he will miss, even games like Almeria, Las Palmas, and maybe Getafe. Let's see if he'll be back by the early start of Feb, because if he is back by the start of February, then it's Getafe, and then Atletico Madrid, and then Girona. 3 pretty big games in a row. But that's that. And Mendy, I think he might be back in a couple more days, and maybe even a week or two. But I think Fran Garcia will play this. Midfield. If Nacho can play, there could be a case that he might play centre back, Tchouaméni moving to midfield. Okay, that's a good shout. But I've gone with a midfield trio of Modric, because I don't think there's anyone else. It's really Modric or Kroos in that area. I would like to see Bellingham getting rested, and I'll talk about that in just a while. So probably Modric, Valverde, because again no one else, and Dani Ceballos, because it is a cup game after all. It is a game against a side that, let's be honest, aren't playing aren't that great of a team. They are playing well, but they aren't really that great. And I think Ceballos is perfectly fine to do a job. So that's my midfield trio. And personally, I think that this isn't a good game to start out of the Goulet, but I can just kind of foresee Ancelotti starting him. But I can also see that Ancelotti might not start him. So I've put Arda Güler in the starting 11 for I think the first time this season, simply because I want to see him in action. But I'm not gonna be selfish. I'm not gonna say, look, because I want him to play, I'm gonna just throw him in. But when is the time is he gonna come back? Because the next game is Atletico Madrid in the Super Copa, and then it might be Barcelona or Osasuna in the final. And then afterwards, you got Almeria, you got Las Palmas, you got Getafe. I'm not sure I would throw Arda Güler in these kind of games. So I would probably give him, maybe an hour, maybe 45 minutes against Arandina. I wouldn't play him for the full 90, no, I wouldn't. But I would give him a little bit of a time to play. Just to not to let him start playing all the games now, but let him get used to the rhythm. Because even if he sits on the bench for the full 90 and not play, when is he ever going to come on or start a game again? Because we don't have games that we can start him. As with this game, I think we can start him. He might not play well, comes off at halftime, and we'll still get the job done. So my personal opinion is that, but I wouldn't play him for full 90. I understand that, but I would let this just see him in action, definitely. And my front two, I would rest Rodrigo. That's number one, and I wouldn't throw Vini in. And you could say, oh, but you have thrown Güler in. That's because, is it Güler or are we going to play Bellingham again? There's two options. And Güler has been injured for the whole season. Vinicius Jr. hasn't. He's been out for, 3 to 4 weeks. But he hasn't been out and it's not as if he hasn't played for the whole season, right? Because if Vinicius Jr. was out for the whole season, I will put him in as well. But he has already played. He has already been in action. It's about slowly getting him in. As for Güler, I feel like the time has to come for him to get in, because it's been 6 months or so that he hasn't started a game. So my front two, Brahim Diaz on one side, keep his form going, obviously still on good form, and I would start Joselu as my other striker. pure number 9. Maybe he can get a couple of goals as well. But that will be the best case scenario, really. But this is my starting 11. Let me know what yours are down below. Score prediction: Arandina, nil. Real Madrid 2. It could be 3-0. I was starting to go with a 3-0. I'm not going to say 4-0 because I think that would just be really, really rude. But 2-0. Keep it tidy at the back. You know, maybe Jose Lu can score, maybe Brahim can score. But just get the results, right? Let's not add to our injury crisis. Let's not do anything stupid or dumb. Just go up there, get the job done, and qualify for the next round in the round of 16, which should be reasonable. I'm looking at the games there are. You know, Atletico Madrid have a pretty easy tie. You know, so I think they'll go through. It's Espanyol or Getafe. I think Girona will go through in their tie. It's Huesca or Rayo Vallecano. I think Rayo Vallecano will get through. I think Real Betis will get through. I think Celta Vigo will get through. I think Mallorca will get through. Sevilla, Osasuna, Villarreal, Valencia, Athletic Club, Barcelona have the easiest draw. Real Sociedad and probably Las Palmas. So once you get to the next round, you're looking at the easiest team probably being a team like Mallorca or, you know, Las Palmas maybe, or maybe Espanyol or Getafe maybe. It's gonna start getting harder from here. So unless we can see a couple of shocks in there, maybe like Elche beating Girona or Lugo beating Atletico Madrid, or maybe Eibar beating Atletico Bilbao. Who knows, right? But it's unlikely. So, yeah. I'm gonna predict a 2-0. But let me know what your thoughts are down below. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's preview. Hit the like button if you did. Subscribe to the channel if it's on already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.